Voices in the ether touch the sky. With tech and games and culture bright, come along with us, ignite the night. Sean's got the joystick, he's ruling the zone. Gaming world's his digital crone. From pixels to planets, he's never alone. In the realms we conquer, the seeds are sown. Jordan's gaming flair, he's got the beats. Pixel quests and high score feats. Pop culture vibes with endless repeats. In our podcast, he's on the streets. Digital Ascent, we're climbing high. Voices in the ether touch the sky. With tech and games and culture bright, come along with us, ignite the night. Brandon's in play with a pixel blade drawn. Quests and controllers from dusk till dawn. XP stacking, the leaderboard's gone. In gaming's heartbeat, he's the spawn. Digital Ascent, we're climbing high. Voices in the ether touch the sky. With tech and games and culture bright, come along with us, ignite the night.
Good evening, everybody. Hello. We are back after, gosh, I don't even remember what the date was that I updated on the thing. It's been like a month, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a bit.
I think it's been a little while, but we are back. We had I was out of town for business. I think Brandon was out of town for business. We had some family stuff in between there. Heck, I just had family leave my house. So been a busy month. But I think we're mostly back to a regular schedule for a little while. Now I'm looking at the calendar like, am I telling a lie right off the
Right.
here?
That.
Yeah, I think I'll be okay for the next few. I'm looking. The next one is okay. I'm gonna be busy work-wise, but I should be able to still do this. So.
Always busy work-wise, my friend.
Always busy work-wise. Yeah. We've got we got big stuff going on. So. Yeah. Anyways, fellas, how's it going? What you guys been up to?
Oh, man, chilling, vibing, playing video games. Believe it or not, I've been working.
Games.
Yeah,
who has time for that?
Right. I've been working my way through the Dead Space remake. It's really good.
It is very good.
It's really good. You need to finish it.
I bought it for cheap and loaded it up just to see because that's one of the games, the remakes that has Dolby Atmos and all that.
It's
and
really
it will
good.
freak you the hell out, man.
Yeah, sure does.
It's so good.
It's good. It's good.
Scary games.
Good at night with the lights off, with the headphone, with the noise canceling headphones on, cranked up. Yeah,
I wake up everybody, turn it up to 50. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's fun.
I'm scared enough of life without adding to it.
And then I've been tinkering around with my Raspberry Pi. I got a couple Raspberry Pis now, and I've been trying out Pi-hole. That didn't go so well, caused a bunch of issues. And I'm trying out AdGuard right now, and I'm slowly integrating it into the networks and trying to make things all play nice. So on
what is
so
Pi-hole?
Ad and tracking blocking. So you give it a DNS, it becomes your network's DNS server, and then you can just black hole, a bunch of things, tracking
hence
stuff.
The whole part.
Yeah. It's ad management, because ads are terrible. It's tracking management. Tracking's, so prevalent, and Like I don't feel like I always need to be a product at every website I go to. And so, I black it. I throw it all out over VPN. Next step up is probably setting up, like an upstream server locally and going straight for routes and stuff like that. And we'll see if I make it there. I got to get everything stable with the AdGuard server first. So
that's something I don't miss tinkering with at all. I used to like tinkering with my network because I had the home license or community license like Sophos firewall for a long time, and then I did a PF Sense for a long time, and then I did what was the other one I did that I actually paid for a license for a long time? I can't even think of what it was. It was a good one for parental controls essentially were on it, and you had an annual license you bought. But man, like I said, I know I tout it every time, but ever since I bought that firewall, it's just been set and forget. So I
may have to, man. They look expensive, and I don't love that.
I spent $600 on my, but
That's
I mean
what
it's been a hell of an investment. You don't pay any subscription fees for it. You don't pay any monthly, annual, otherwise, and it's all right here. App on your phone. A firewall.
Oh, that was a brand. I just heard firewall.
Firewall with an A behind it, my friend. Yeah. I mean, I was literally
since I bought that firewall.
Yeah, I was literally in the bathroom the other day making routing changes from my phone. You know what I'm saying? That is power. Okay, that is power.
I don't even know what to say to that, bro.
Power, man. I'm telling you.
Is it?
Why?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's more like why. It's where I am, man. Why would you define a power on the scale of making routing changes while dropping a deuce?
I mean, that's multitasking, man. Gosh, man, look, Mandy could not load her Facebook videos.
And you were like, don't worry, I got you, girl.
Exactly. I was like, look, I'm handling business twice right now. I'm going to be...
This is terrible.
Firewall. That's my advertisement. Hashtag ad on that one.
Gosh. I hope they never see this video.
I watch. They'll probably reach out and be like, hey, we want to sponsor the podcast. We love it.
You know what? I'll take it. Maybe. I mean, sure. Why not? Whatever. So anyways, I'm not doing that. My stuff's a little bit more command liney. It's not all that bad. It's got a serviceable GUI on it. What about you, Brent? What you doing?
Oh, what have I been doing? I like the direction we're kind of taking this. It's like a gaming and like tech roundtable almost. I didn't even switch the little ticker either, the little whatever you want to call it there, the headline. Gaming roundtable, there we go. Been playing World of Warcraft still. That's been really my main jam because they got new stuff coming out in March, like I said the last time, and Mandy and I have been back in that. My mom's been back in that. That's just like a good, cozy family game, right? That's
you said your
mom plays WoW?
What?
Yeah, my mom plays WoW. She used to play WoW, like
actually play WoW.
Actually play WoW. When it was a much simpler game, she has a harder time with it now.
That's crazy.
Unfortunately, because there's so much. There's 20 years of just fluff.
Yeah.
But she played it back when it came out. Like she was immediately at launch, she played WoW. So
that's
she
crazy.
spent many years without it because she didn't have a computer to run it. And then a couple of years ago for Christmas, I bought her a gaming laptop and WoW and a year subscription and like really loaded her up. I'm like, I owe you a few great gifts. So there you go. And
my parents legit, I'm not entirely positive they know how to turn computers on.
Yeah, no, she's getting back into the swing of things slowly but surely. She's but she enjoys it. She likes hanging out. I think she also enjoys hanging out on Discord with me and Mandy, and sometimes.
Yeah, sure. If my mom played WoW, I would play WoW, I guess, for some time to hang out with her.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
Just thought about how weird it would be if my mom came up to me and was like, "Hey, you want to play some RuneScape?" Which is fine.
That's fine. I don't care if my mom would play WoW. Well, Mandy, I just want to spend time with her, man.
Yeah,
I would just be freaked out. Like I said,
you'd be freaked out.
I'm sorry.
My
Go ahead,
tech
Brent.
share is, what have I done cool tech wise recently? I've been moving all my email stuff from Gmail. I bought a domain specifically for email, and I've been using Zoho, which is like dirt cheap for like a year's worth of hosting. It's like enterprise level, but not Microsoft. And what's really cool about that is that you can enable catch-all on the domain, where if you're at, like, I don't know, Kohl's, and you're shopping and they're like, oh, you could save 10% if you give us your fucking email, right? Like, it's like, okay, I'm going to put Kohl's at my domain and it'll route. That's fine, but it goes straight to the trash, right? Like it goes wherever you want it to go. So you can kind of like all these things that require an email, I can put in whatever I want. And I'm done.
And it'll just catch it and dump
It just
it.
catches it. And I can do whatever I want. If I want to instantly delete it, I can do that. If I want it to go to a black hole folder, I can do that. If I want it to go to private folders, like I've got multiple aliases set up for certain things like shopping and gaming and all sorts of crap like that that are dedicated to those things, and they just instantly go to their folders, and I can set all sorts of cool, rules and stuff like that. So I think really the main thing is like that catch-all functionality is really powerful. I don't know. And then having it out of a little bit disconnected from the Google ecosystem for a change. I still have some things forwarding from it, but that's been my only little tinkering thing recently. I don't know why I did it. I just felt like doing it.
Okay. But when you do that, like the thing I love about Gmail, and like the only reason why I use Gmail is because, well, that, and I'm like in the ecosystem and it's going to hurt to extricate myself, right? Is it auto sorts, like, stuff it does a great job auto sorting stuff I care about versus like promotions, updates, and forums, basically.
This will do that too. It's got some logic behind it too if you want to use it. See, I
does it like do it automatically, or do you
Yeah.
have to configure it? And does it work?
Yeah, from what I've seen, it does. Yeah, it identifies a lot of that stuff. Your usual newsletters versus not, and all that. Yeah.
Does I think
I've always been afraid
have
to
a
do that
Zoho.
because I've thought about it a couple times, and actually started to once. But I'm paranoid I'll forget to pay for it or something and lose my domain.
And then what? Yeah.
And then my personal email is no more. And so I never took that step because I would lose it.
Now I'm like, do I still own my domain? That renewal just came up. Did I pay that bill, or did that auto pay, or do I need to go get my domain with access to my email?
.coms, man, they're like the cheapest to renew. Like, they get you hooked with these, like our Digital Ascent .tech, right? Like .tech is expensive to renew. It was cheap as crap to get in the first place, but to renew, it's 4 times as expensive sometimes as a .com.
Sign into my little account here.
So
I'm feeling a lot of trepidation.
I don't know. It was just easy. What did Mandy say? It's true. I mean, you said start reading, not technically audiobook, but Dungeon Crawler Carl.
That's a good series.
I heard it's trash.
Loving it so far.
So
I've
is
not heard
you.
that series.
Never mind.
God dang.
I started to say so's your mom.
Dang, son. Nah, look, I haven't read it, so I don't know, right? Like I don't know anything about it. But my boy read it, and I got on somebody else's recommendation, and he was like, "This is terrible. I can't believe this was recommended to me by this guy." And whatever, man. I obviously, like I said, I don't know if it's any good or not myself. You guys both said, you said it's good, Brandon. Which you love it even. What you saying, Brent?
I mean, I like it so far. I'm not very deep into it. When I was on my recent business trip, I put in my AirPods and turned that on. Turn the audiobook with that on.
I will say the guy
I thought it was good.
the guy who was complaining, not a gamer. So
Yeah, it's a lit RPG. So if you don't like gaming in some way, you're probably going to automatically be.
he thought
he sounds delightful.
He is for the record, he is delightful. All right. He's one of my cousin's husbands, or husband, not plural. And he's pretty, yeah, right. And he's pretty cool, dude. I'm a fan of him.
She sounds hideous. It's a mix of Hunger Games and D&D is how Mandy describes it.
That's not so bad when you say it like that.
All right, well, Brandon.
Yeah, what you doing, dog?
Yeah. Well, let's see. I gotta retain some geek cred, so I need to do something techie. So what did I do? I did take apart my NES
Mm.
that wasn't working. I got it for Christmas. You'd power it on, you wouldn't get a video, and you would just get a flashing red light. So took it apart, took out the pins, took some sandpaper, sanded down the pins,
Mm.
kind of adjusted them a little bit, put it back together, fixed it. So that was nice.
Nice.
Got to play Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt on a
Nice.
CRT. I have not done that. The Duck Hunt portion, God, it's probably been 2 decades since I played Duck Hunt or more. Yeah, I'm a lot older than I was thinking. 3 decades since I've played Duck Hunt. Gaming wise, I've been playing a lot of RuneScape, pushing myself up to level 1800. Very proud of that. And started Pillars of Eternity 2.
God, I love that game. Good game.
I've never played it, which is kind of weird considering how much I loved 1. I never got around to buying 2. And I bought it a while back. Well, no, I bought it recently. I had previously, it was on Game Pass, so that I had it forever. And I just never got around to playing it. And there's a YouTuber, Noah Gervais something. But he does really awesome long form retrospectives, and he just released one on Pillars, the series. And let me see what his name is so I can give him Noah.
I still have my domain. It
Yay!
renews in a couple months. So
Hey.
I'm still good. Yeah, it's gonna auto renew. So they're gonna charge me, I assume an unreasonable amount of money.
Anyway, I can't figure out his name, but Noah Caldwell Gervais. That's his name. At Broadcast Static. Anyway, awesome YouTuber. Highly recommend him, especially if you look at like a 5-hour Fallout retrospective and think, ooh, then he's up your alley. But playing that, that's about it. Then just always a little Picross here and there.
Still never played that game.
Picross?
Mm-hmm.
It's just a puzzle game.
One of those cozy games.
Yeah, kind of like Sudoku, but not at all.
Not at all. All right, we ready for the number one
Getting
topic?
depressed?
The first topic? Yeah, it
Yeah.
really is a lot of crap here.
Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. What, you guys feel like I didn't bring nice stuff out here today?
This is all sad. I
It
mean,
is
it's not
all sad. It's sad. No, we can call it what it is, brother. It's sad. This is not good. There's nothing. Look, if you came here looking for feel good, you came to the wrong podcast. I brought a bunch of like crap with me today. So
It is kind of dire right now. All right,
The end
topic.
of gaming as we know it.
Yeah, God,
Yeah.
man.
All
All right,
right.
the component crisis. Your bank account will cry is what I titled this.
yeah, Brandon, you want to lead this one? This was your suggestion. It was a good
Yeah.
one for the record.
Well, I mean, Steam came out recently and announced, I think early February, that they were going to be delaying Steam Machine, Steam Frame, VR, and the Steam controller. I'm the saddest about the Steam controller, by the way.
Mhm. Yeah, right.
That they had slipped from Q1 into like first half. So they had said that basically the supply chain and what to price it is just up in the air, and it wasn't a technical. The machine's finished, but they said that, and I know that PlayStation came out recently. Now they said we've got enough. It shouldn't affect anything, but the fact that they were talking about it, it'll
Mhm.
eventually affect things.
Yeah, right.
Nintendo came out. They were saying similar stuff. It's like, hey, we're going to try to do what we can. The way they phrased it basically came down to, we're probably going to have to raise the price, but we'll try not to raise it too much, and we're willing to eat a little bit to keep software sales going. So yeah, component crisis, guys.
Fun
It's
times.
it's everywhere. This is not just gaming. I want to be clear. Like enterprise level, like in my business, our supply chain, they will not commit for or to a pricing or to a quote longer than 24 hours anymore because of this.
Really?
Wow.
It's that bad, huh?
Yep, it's that bad.
That's,
It comes to
that's terrible.
when it comes to the mass amount of storage, like NVMe drives and stuff like that, and especially memory modules, you are up shit's creek real fast.
That's crazy.
Yep.
That sucks, man.
Yep.
It's wild, man.
It's tough making a sell to a client when you tell them, "Hey, we've got 24 hours of this bad boy, right? Like this is a hot potato." We got
Yeah, and Valve, kind of going back to them, they've said they're not going to subsidize things. So
It is what it
you
is.
know, I
dog.
thought that they would to some degree.
Man,
I
they said
guess,
from the beginning they've been like, we ain't doing it. They said we're not subsidizing. I remember them
yeah,
coming
but
out and being like, no way, we're not doing it. And like,
I still
I
I
get
still
it.
assume they would a little bit to make sure it got it like under like that price point of like you know, I can't remember what I was thinking, but anyway, that's off the table. They're not going to subsidize anything.
Mm-mm. No,
Um,
and they're talking about it being more expensive than, or I guess the rumors are now that it's more expensive than it was going to originally be. Also, it looks like, which sucks.
yeah, I bet it's going to end up being like 800, 900, something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, which puts it like well above consoles at that point, right? And it becomes a harder sell. I mean, if I remember correctly, the goal here was to compete against consoles, or maybe like a console plus type of thing.
But is
Maybe
it going to be that far above consoles at that point? Because they're going up.
that's true.
Microsoft
And
hasn't said anything, but that's only because they don't care about selling Xboxes anymore. So
well, and they're
they're
going to be
not going
selling
to.
a PC, so they're going to be pulling a
Yeah.
Valve anyways when it's all said and done, right? They've
Right.
already pretty much confirmed that.
have they really that the
Yeah,
Xbox is
they already
Xbox
said
is
that
dead?
Steam's going to run on Xbox with this next one. It's pretty much been confirmed.
Yeah.
So they're going to be doing exactly what they do with like the partnership with the ROG Ally or whatever, and all that sort of stuff. They're kind of just relying on the software side of the business more than anything else.
So the obviously the AI connection is what is driving these prices. You know, you got
Mhm.
the AI data centers. They're just swallowing up memory and storage supply.
Gobble gobble gobble.
I have a question.
No
Now,
room for consumers. Sorry, I'm salty.
I
about
do
this.
not use AI much. Matt, I know you do. Brent, I know you do.
Mhm, mhm,
Really?
mhm.
Do y'all think this is worth it?
Hard to say.
I mean, brother, you're asking. Go ahead, Brett. I've got thoughts, but go ahead.
I was just going to say, I would hope that there's a point to which, like anything else, maybe not diminishing returns necessarily, but that we reach a threshold where we're using it to come to a solution to this problem. Like how do we get AI to be as successful as it is and still grow with it without so much memory and without so much consumption just in general, right? Because there's the whole the water too thing. Have you ever seen the numbers around the water that data centers are consuming now around running AI in the data center? It's absolutely ridiculous. They equated it, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it was like they were equating it to like how much states consume, and they were like, AI is consuming this in X amount of data centers in like months time what a state would consume in a year. And it's like, Jesus Christ, like that's a problem, man.
There's a huge side of this where it's just horrible for the environment.
Oh yeah, it is. It absolutely is. I mean, our infrastructure, our computing infrastructure in a very short amount of time has ramped up to a point where we're only concerned with growing it and sustaining it, and not really, I don't feel like anybody's really considering the implications. Because we're just like full steam ahead. We got to do it. AI is the future. Blah 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 blah. And it's like, okay, well, what do we do when we don't have water anymore? What happens when the computer market is so expensive that businesses can't even afford to put, a point of sale out there to even take a transaction anymore, because a damn, a thin client is $3,000 when it used to be $500. Stupid crap like that. Whatever. I'm like throwing out silly theoreticals here, but I don't know, man.
But it's heading in that direction.
Yeah. Matt, what were your thoughts? Because you were ramped up and ready to roll.
Yeah. So my first thought is that you just gotta pass on, just gotta pass that on to the consumer. You know what I mean? Like, what do you do? What else do you do?
What cost?
Okay. So all right. So the business answer, the real non-snarky business answer to like that is that ideally, and it's not gonna be fun to say, but ideally, AI is saving you so much money that you can afford the extra computer because the extra cost of the computer because you didn't hire 5 people.
Hold on, I'm gonna turn my camera off so I can laugh.
So okay, so like real world examples. I have at work, something like 150 scripts that all do different things. And some of them are for other departments. And there's like a whole bunch of automation I'm building, right? Just as part of my job. And it's enough work that like it probably, it's a part of a resource. For me, it would have been like another me to make all of this stuff because I'm, only so like, I'm not a terrible scripter, but like I'm not fast at it.
Yeah, but
right?
See, that's not consumer though. You're
You're
making more money.
Hold on.
Business.
Hold on, but here we go. So the idea is that because you didn't hire another quarterback, you can now afford to spend X more amount on computers, and like ideally, it's okay. Now, like, look, that's like the answer to like what you're saying and how that might work out, possibly, whatever. On the other side of things, this is a hard question because I have two sides of Matt, right? It's the gamer side that now can't afford to ever upgrade his PC ever again. Awesome. So wonderful. I'm so happy. And on the other side, you have the, corporate portion of me that like, and it's like, man, I have all of these scripts that I've created. Sometimes I'm like, man, it would be really great to get this piece of data. AI, write me how to get this piece of data and chop it up this way. Like just today, I went AI. I want to figure out where ticket distribution is on my team and people who are specific, like give me heat maps of who's doing more here and less here. I give it a ton of metrics. And what I ended up with is like 30 worksheets worth of analytics. It would have taken me 4 or 5 days to like hammer that out. And now I know like when people are working and when they aren't. You know what I mean? I don't know exactly that, but I've got some more ideas. Point being, it's very hard because it sucks for consumers. But as somebody in a resource strapped position, as security always is, you know what I mean? This has been an invaluable tool for me to extend my capabilities. Also, it definitely has gone, towards us not having to do additional spend on more resources. Just being straight. Guarantee it. So
I agree with that. The business side, I think, is easily justifiable because it's making your current staff, if they're good with it, because not everybody's good with it.
No, absolutely not.
It is a tool,
and I understand.
And it does drive efficiency, but you have to be good with it.
Yeah.
I find myself way more efficient, but the math only maths if Brent gets paid, right? Like it's like, okay, I saved you some money. Do I get a little something in return, right? I'm now more efficient. Like you're going to pay me my salary, whether I had the AI or not.
Yeah.
Now I'm doing a quarter more work. Do I get paid a quarter more salary because I'm way more efficient now because I have this tool, or am I just
Spoiler
more efficient
alert.
and now I can do
No.
Yeah, not in this version
No.
of capitalism,
Right.
bro.
That's what I'm saying. I love everybody I work for. So this is not a dig. This is just a dig at the evolution of this in general, right?
Yeah,
This is,
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I feel the same way. I like my job. I like the people I work with, but
and
you
we're all
know,
doing it. There's not all the big players at my job who want to be better at the things they do and more efficient at the things they do. They are
all do it.
leveraging AI in some shape or form.
Yep,
all
it's
day
just
long.
man. And the problem is that if you don't, then you're left behind. Like once again,
Yes.
I know people who are like, I'm not using that, and you know, I look at them the same way I look at people who are like, I'm not going to learn how to work in the cloud. I had an engineer say that to me once, like 4 years ago. They were like, I'm on-prem only. I'm not going to work in the cloud, and I have no interest in learning that. And I was like, bro, you're way too young to be saying words like that.
Yeah.
You still got 20 years of your career left, man.
If you work in tech, you pretty much, if you're saying no to things, you're going to be,
Yeah,
shooting
like
yourself in the
you
foot.
absolutely cannot. You have to grab it, and in my opinion, you have to grab it as early as possible if you really want to. Like,
And
I mean,
and
like,
that's
look,
why
man.
I've been tinkering with AI for as long as I have, right? And I feel like that's why I'm
Yep.
at least a step above most in
Yep.
being able to leverage it for most things. And I hop a lot too, right? Like a lot of people get really, I'm Chat GPT for life. And it's like, well, sometimes they release a model and it kind of stinks for a little while. You hop over to Gemini. Gemini's doing really great things. Claude's over here doing really great things. All these, they're all competing for your dollar, right? So I don't get too in bed with any of them. I've got a Copilot license at work. I can use that if I need it. And I've got a Gemini personal license, right? So I've got arguably the best of both of the pretty big worlds when it comes to AI. I'm not hurting for any sort of, oh, I really wish I had this. I've got both. And oftentimes I'm feeding it into both to get comparisons. I'm like,
Absolutely.
what do you think, Copilot? Oh, Gemini thinks this, because they both have their own levels of hallucinating and yeah. So
I'm
anyway,
sorry. You keep on saying that you use Copilot. I mean, I do it too, but it's bad. I hate Copilot.
It's in a bad spot right now.
Like I got what I refer to as the big boy license for Copilot, and it's still.
Oh man, we've got it all. We've
Sometimes
got
I'm like,
studio
what?
licensing. We've got all the end user stuff. We've got it all. And what's funny about it, the things you think it would be good at,
It's
which would be
terrible.
Microsoft like documentation and all that.
Yeah,
it hallucinates its own documentation.
It's crazy,
It's crazy, to me.
dude. I had it drop a Korean word into my stuff. I was like, help me like with this report, and I'm doing all this report, and it's all like, all right, you want to phrase this way so it doesn't look like that, and then it dropped a Korean word for the look like that, and I was like, excuse me,
Oh my God, man. Yeah,
nobody here is speaking Korean to you. What are you doing?
That's where I look at. So it's a good point that we're bringing up here, because that's where I start to look at the state that, like, where we're going.
Yeah, this is a good segue.
technology-wise, and we're still struggling with some of these tools, right? Like none of these tools are, in my opinion, at least what we're getting at the consumer level. Maybe there's something that I'm unaware of in the behind the curtains, state of the art. We haven't seen it yet. We're not ready for it yet, right? Our brains are too small to comprehend it. But I've not seen anything able to replace me yet, you yet, right? Wholesale. Set it loose. It does our job for us, right? Like that's
it would turn into a dumpster fire in like half an hour.
right. But so that's where I'm like, and we're sacrificing what for this state of AI right now? Like we're not quite, and I understand we're growing, it's evolving fast, I'm sure. I don't know. I'm conflicted, right? I enjoy it. I can't see. We lost Brandon.
Bye.
I can't see a workplace without it now. Like I which is kind of scary to me. I've taken a step back a few times and said, man, I'm awfully reliant on AI these days for certain things. I don't like that, but it is what it is. And I've even brought it up to my boss before. I was like, man, I really hate the fact that I'm, really relying on AI these days to like write these pieces of documentation, but it kind of is what it is, right? Like it's shifted from being good at writing the documentation to being good at commanding AI to write your documentation. And then you're essentially proofreading the stuff that it generates. That's what your job turns into. I have conversational back and forths all the time with Gemini and Copilot of like, oh no, we need to include this process as well. We need to include this as well.
Yep.
Here's a piece that we wrote, 6 years ago. We'd like to incorporate bullets 1 through 6, and boom, it gives me this cohesive document, and that son of a gun is ready for production same day. That would have taken like a week to get peer reviewed, to get all the facts straight, blah 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 blah.
For sure. Without
And that is where Copilot, I will give a little bit of credit where credit's due. That is the strength of, and like anything ecosystem you buy into, that is the strength of Copilot, because we've set that thing loose on our SharePoint, emails, OneNote, all that stuff.
It's crazy.
And it
what
goes
does
in there and it
there.
grabs that stuff. And I've had it pull, the business I work for has been around for like 2 decades, right? It's been around for a long, long time. It's able to go in there and like find crap that I would long consider to be archived, right?
Yep,
Like,
for sure.
And it'll go in there and dig it out and be like, oh, hey, did you consider this? This was mentioned by so and so in 2007. I'm like, what?
Right?
Where did this come from? And it is really good at that. I think that's a strength, is slamming multiple decades of essentially a database, right? It's what that is, and it goes in there and grabs it for you. It's great.
I'm inclined to agree for sure with that. What's up, Brandon?
So I finally got
Back,
my
by the
audio
way.
working again. It stopped working. It did let me change my username for the 4th time though, because I've gone from Eater of Scones to Devourer of Scones to Dang Scones, and then I was going to put I hate scones just to have some continuity there. So I think we've pretty much covered. We jumped back and forth from one point of this to another. I know AI, we could talk about that for hours,
Oh God,
but
yeah. We're in a very particular.
which-
I mean,
we're about to talk about it some more.
I was
But
gonna say,
Speaking of that,
Matt, you want to take this?
yeah, sure. So I wanted to talk about the Claude bot situation. So, part of the AI thing is that people are dying for a personal assistant that's competent. And, I know it's something that I'm dying for. And I'm also totally unwilling to use ChatGPT or Claude or anything like that of it, because that's just too much personal data for me to just pump into something that its only job is to read and analyze data. You know what I mean? And so there is this tool that came out. It was called ClaudeBot. It was called ClaudeBot for a bit, and then it went through some name changes. ChatGPT tagged it here as the 5 days of chaos, as it was ClaudeBot, and then Anthropic filed a filed a lawsuit against it, and they changed their name to Moltbot, as in like a lobster molting its shell, because that's what this whole thing was. Was Claude. As part of that, there was a crypto scam that occurred as the domain was lost, and and it turned into one of those pump and dump schemes, and then it renamed itself from Moltbot to OpenClaw, because they said that Moltbot was a terrible name. So we have now is OpenClaw. If you want it, that's what you want to like go search for. So this tool gives you access to like a personal assistant AI that you can run locally. It automatically ties into Ollama, or it natively ties into Ollama if you want to run it all locally. And it's built to tie into Slack, Slack, Telegram, Signal, stuff like that, messaging programs, and then reach out to you and, they give you reminders or like do actions on your behalf. And there's been a few issues with this. One is that they have a skills library that it will just go grab new skills, and a bunch of those skills turned out to be filled with malware. So, it would go put in your bank information and then also give that bank information away for you. They also found that a bunch of people had exposed their instances to the internet, giving people full access to conversation histories, API keys, tokens, and then allowing them to like issue commands to it, so it can give up your banking credentials again. I think it really speaks to what we were talking about in terms of like, you know, everybody wants to use this thing, gas, 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 gas. But, you know, what's the real state of affairs? You know, like, who are you going to hand your bank keys to or your Gmail keys to or anything? I don't know. You guys got any thoughts on this one? Did you guys see any of this as it was like happening in real time?
No, but I'm definitely the least plugged into AI amongst us and probably a lot of techies. I will say my first thought when I was looking over the story was, and don't get me wrong here, I love open source. But I think this is one of the downsides of open source when if this was a company, there would have been, and don't get me wrong, this goes both ways, and I've seen companies screw up too, but it would have had a certain level of, okay, we at least don't think we're going to get sued
Yeah, for not
by
watching
putting
what
this
they're
out.
doing.
Whereas
Yeah.
this was just like, you know, I'm sure a handful of different contributors throwing things at the wall, and you get a product that isn't ready. But
Yeah.
when you combine that with the fervency that you were talking about for products, yeah, that's the first thing that came to mind was just how we got there. But I can't imagine using an AI assistant and trusting it at that level.
Man, right? Like I see people using Cursor and, you know, Windsurf and all these other like he browses me type tools. And I'm like, what are you trusting them to do? Like I wouldn't trust it to put together a grocery list and buy me groceries from Walmart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think it's a great, like I think that's actually one like that's a great use for an AI. You know, come up with 10 recipes that have overlapping ingredients, and then buy a suitable amount of all ingredients for a family of 4. And you know, keep costs in mind. Like give it a decent prompt, and like on paper it seems pretty simple. I mean, it can definitely come up with 10 recipes. That's no problem, and it can definitely make, you know, like it can make, you know, it can make the recommendations for what to buy. That's no problem at all. But never would I like how do I get to the point where I could ever trust it to put it in my cart for me? You know what I mean? And like I've thought about that a bunch, you know, can I give it just read only permissions? Well, does Walmart have like an API I can order groceries with? You know what I mean? Like I've thought about like how do you do this? And at the end of the day, the idea that I might click the order button and spend $400 on olives or something is kind of terrifying.
At least you'd be going
I do love olives.
Yeah, I mean, like olives are okay, and I guess I want to be good on my olive supply, but you know, goddamn, you know what I mean? And it's like it's a real risk, and I don't know. Like it's crazy because people want it for sure. I mean, Moltbot had something like OpenClaw or Clawbot, whatever their name is, had like 160,000 stars over the course of like 2 weeks on GitHub. People being
Yeah, I
like,
was gonna
"Ooh,
say, I think you hit the nail on the head of why. I think there's a group of people that want to be first.
yeah,
One, there's a group of people that are like, none of these tools do this thing that I need to do. This one promises to do it. I'm there, dude.
I'm
Right?
doing it. We're doing it."
And then like they don't want to vet anything. But I'm the same way. I'm very, very far away from ever wanting to put bank account information, credit card information, credentials, anything into any of these bots. That is where I've kind of, I mean,
Bro, if you don't give it credentials, how does it know how to read your calendar? Like you've got to share your calendar with them. That means read only credentials to the CalDAV situation at minimum or something close to it.
I don't even use that with Gemini. I use none of that. Like it'll do it. It'll add stuff to my calendar if you know, like it'll offer to be like, oh, you want me to put a reminder in your calendar for X, Y, and Z? And I'm like, you know, like I've had it do it, but you know, I don't have any of that tied to at a high level. I don't have any of that tied to like anything else that I really care about, but so much, right? I'm not storing credentials in it. I'm not. There's no bank account information in it, not raw, anyways. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just that's scary to me.
It's
Any of that's
terrifying.
scary to
People
me.
are super hot to trot to do it, though. Guarantee it. And
Oh yeah, I mean,
you know,
100
that's the
and
problem.
what thousand?
yeah, 160 or something. I don't have the number in front of me, so I can't be like, this is it. I mean, it's really crazy. For me, another requirement for me to feel comfortable doing it though is it's got to be local.
Yeah.
It's got to be local.
And even that's scary because it's like, unless you really have a good lockdown, like a good sense of what your computer's doing, who it's talking to, who it's reaching out to. I mean, all it takes is one off the damn rails thing for that AI to do where it thinks it needs to send something somewhere. And
or
your whole
go to
damn-
freaking malware.us.com
Right.
or whatever, and then okay, so there are poisoning attacks now on websites where you don't deface the website. What you do is you deface the code behind the website, and you leave AI instructions in the code to like go do dumb shit.
Yeah.
And imagine my AI comes across my banking website and then it's like, oh, go to malware.com and pop in a banking website there, and it's like, oh yeah, no problem, I got it. I don't know that for AIs consume this code. I mean, it's a whole new like type of attack that's happening out there. I mean, it's really crazy stuff.
Oh, I agree.
It's wild, man. Speaking of wild stuff, you guys want to go to the next topic? You got any more
We want to
things?
move on?
Yeah,
see
let's
what
do
we
it.
got here. We got.
You want to do this one, Brent? I assume you got
I hit the
opinions
right
about
thing.
it.
Yes. So what? In March, I believe, Discord is going to turn everybody's accounts into teen accounts. If I read the last article I read correctly, unless you essentially submit like a government ID, right? Isn't that what they're doing? Like I
Nah,
guess
brother, they're
doing
scanning your
face
face.
scans.
It's a
One or the
face.
other, either your ID
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
a face.
Yeah, which
face.
is wild. I've seen well, it's actually kind of funny. Who did this recently? I think it was Roblox.
Roblox.
Roblox, yeah.
Roblox did this because my daughter comes up to me and she says, I need a picture of your face.
What?
And I'm like, hold up. What are you talking about, right?
What do you mean?
And so I look at it and I was like, hold up, your account got flagged. And I was like, and she's like, yeah. And she's like, I can't
What
log
you
in
been
at all.
doing?
I can't log in at all. Like, and I was like, okay. And it was because, well, to be fair, her account she has an age on her account that is not her age. It's like it's 2 years off or something like that, right? To put her in an older bracket so she can play the game she wants to play. This is a whole different. This is another topic that we could go on and on about. We've talked about
Right.
Roblox and how shitty it is. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
So I mean, in this case, I did it, and it was just like, okay, cool, you're good, go play. And it's like, oh, okay. And I think it even made an estimate as to how old I was. I think it actually said I was younger, which
Aw.
I gave that a thumbs up. I was like, oh, thanks, Roblox. I appreciate that. I think it said I was like, I don't know, 36 or something like that. I was, oh, sick, great. I got a few years shaved off my life. But anyways, so Discord's going this route. Obviously, people are up in arms. Mandy here in the chat, she says she likes it.
Thanks, Mandy.
I can see both sides of it. I think for me being a parent, I like it. However, I mean, obviously Roblox did it right, and my daughter circumvented it by taking a picture of me, and I'm sure there's going to be a million folks that do the same thing. So I don't know how vetted the process is going to be. I don't know, are they legitimately dedicating the resources to this required to like really make it a success, or is it going to be poorly implemented AI? Back to the AI
That
topic
one.
again.
That's the one it's going to be. That's
Yeah,
the
they're
one
not-
it's going to be.
This is to avoid lawsuits.
Yeah.
This
It's
is
to say,
not
we
to
did this
actually help.
thing. It's a checkbox on a cyber insurance.
Not that it won't
Yeah,
help.
absolutely
at
what
all.
it is.
Yeah. I mean, what are you guys' thoughts? I mean, I don't. Yeah.
Well, I'm split because I miss the old days of the Wild West on the internet. You know what I mean? But like just because it was the Wild West doesn't mean that's how it should be. And at the same time, the requirements for companies. Okay, maybe the requirements to age lock things isn't so bad, but then we really have to require these companies to be good stewards of data.
Yeah.
And they're terrible. Companies are not, like, in general, companies are not great stewards of data. Even like companies, like I've seen companies in the healthcare field where I'm like, whoa, you do what with that?
Yeah.
And
Discord specifically had a breach, didn't they?
they had a breach in October, man, or something like that. Like, they just lost 70,000 users' IDs, government IDs, and selfies and stuff.
Yeah, you did reference it here.
Yeah, and it just happened. And
Now,
so
didn't
like, go ahead, Brandon.
Didn't they say it was only going to be local processing?
Yeah, they said
For this
that,
new process.
and then there's been this ongoing discussion about, like, is it actually going to be local processing or is it not? There's been rumors that they're hooking up with some of the people who are involved with Palantir, which is like some like real like surveillance state stuff. And maybe it's just because they have the best age detection tech because of all their surveillance statiness, right? And I mean, like, that makes sense. It's I don't know. It's hard for me. I think I saw that too. I did see some questions about, like, is that what's actually happening or not? And I don't know.
Well, you referenced this age inference model too, excuse me, which takes into account age, device type, and activity patterns, in which case no explicit check would be required. So I'm interested in, like, the demographic too of, like,
what does that mean?
What does that mean? Like, okay, so
can I just make it look? Can I just read the New York Times for a bit, and then am I over 18?
Right. Which, I mean, some of that I get, right? Like, if you go and look at my daughter's activity, either my daughter's activity on Discord versus mine, like, you're gonna see this is obviously a kid.
Yeah.
Right? My oldest daughter's already been banned off of Discord one time because she specifically put some very telling stuff in her About Me profile of how old she was, and they got her ass. And then she was gone. It was just like, no ifs, ands, or buts. You cannot get this account back. And then she remade another one. Don't tell Discord, guys. But anyways, so I'm curious to see how March goes for this sort of stuff, and I'm curious to see. I mean, have they? I haven't really looked into this part of it. Have they said what the limitations of a teen? Like, what does a teen account mean? What?
Like a 13-year-old's account, you don't get access to, let's see, age-gated servers, and channels become inaccessible. Good. DMs from unknown users get rerouted to a separate inbox, and you can't change that setting.
Good.
Stage channel, yeah. Okay, so, like, here we are. That's really important.
I like
man.
That,
like it's like, I remember being on the internet and being able to go into whatever chat room I wanted to and say
for
whatever I
worse.
want and have people say to me whatever they want. And
ASL?
Yeah, exactly, man. Were any of those people actually 16-year-old females in California? I was like 15 at the time, guys.
But
just so I'm aware.
Didn't care. You
right?
didn't care at all.
I don't know. Maybe I would have cared if I had really thought about what was on the other side of the screen, right? So, like, I would love for my kids to not be exposed to a lot of that. And I live in a lot of fear about what my kids are exposed to on the internet. And there's some amount of, like, we'll just do a better job monitoring, but that's very hard. I can't literally be watching their tablet with them 100% of the time. I mean, I guess, like, I could, but, like, I've got my own life to live, and I
The only real fix for that is no tablet.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like,
You know what I mean? It's like no. It's either screen time, and it's gonna be best effort, which is what I do. I have a ton of firewall stuff in place, obviously, that for the egregious things, for the extremely malicious,
yep.
just the bowels of hell when it comes to the internet, right? Like the stuff that out of everything, I definitely don't want you guys to see this, but there's always the stuff that slips
Yep.
through. And honestly, you know what? As a parent, I can truthfully say at this point in my life that what they find on the internet is the least of my worries at this point. It's those asshole kids at school who are not properly brought up,
Yeah.
who are absolutely tainting the mindsets of the good kids. Now, I'm not trying to put myself on a pedestal. I'm not saying I have perfect kids because they're not. However, the things that I hear them come home and they say, so-and-so said this, so-and-so said this, or we get an email from a teacher where they're like, oh, this kid, did X, Y, and Z in class today. I'm like, how is, I would have gotten my ass tore up with a belt back in the damn 90s doing this dumb shit. But these kids are just like, they're all over the place these days. So, I mean, it's sad to say, like, when I initially got into technology and stuff like that, and then, we were starting to have kids and all that, I'm like, oh my God, like the internet is wild. How am I ever going to control this?
Wild, yeah.
But I mean, truthfully, like I feel like I've got a pretty good lock on that. I've had really good conversations. I continue to have really good conversations with my kids. That's why when it comes to like Roblox, I still scan my face and I let her back in there because regardless, I'm watching my tools and I'm watching what she does. I'm listening because she's right across from my office. So like, even when I have my headphones on half the time, I can hear her talking. I can see what she's doing. I can peek in there. I can remote into her computer. I have remote software, on her machine. I can go and look, right? So I have other things I can look at. I feel like for the most part, Mandy and I have a good hold on it. And so I mean, I'm one of the demographic. I'm one of the people here, the users of Discord, that I actually kind of appreciate this change in the grand scheme of things. And I fully expect my old ass. I expect that inference algorithm to just auto approve my ass, and I don't have to worry about it anyways. So,
but what is it looking at? Why is it reading
I don't
me?
even care. Just leave my account alone. I've had it for like 10 damn years. The only thing older is probably my Gmail and my Steam account. My Steam account's like 22 years old. Leave it alone.
Oh man, I don't even want to think
22.
about
That's
that.
impressive.
Yes, it's
Man,
22
I
years
think that
old.
my
It is an
Steam
OG
account- I think my Steam account might be old enough to drink also.
Yeah, I've got the 22 years of service badge on my account right now. I'm looking
I
at it.
wonder.
I started going
Member since
through
February
like
2nd,
my Steam
2004.
history in chronological order, and I was noticing. I think mine goes back to 2011.
Okay, that's still
So-
up there.
I don't know where to find that, or else I'd go look it up.
Mine,
That's-
they've got a years of service badge you can put in your profile, and I've always
Yeah,
just left it
I don't know
as
where to
my
find.
own
Oh,
little-
here it is. Here's
my own little
badges.
tell. And it's a little bit of a flex, right? It's like, yeah, I'm old, and I also have an old ass Steam account. Congrats.
I don't know. I don't see my. I have 15 years of service. It looks like. So there you
There
go.
you go.
Not old enough to drink.
You're on your way, sir. I'll pick you up a case of Miller Lights the next time
Oh, gee,
I'm at
thank
the corner
you.
store
Appreciate that.
with my 22 years of service on Steam.
Yeah, Jesus.
I think ultimately I am in the same camp, Brent, that I'm glad for companies trying something.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't necessarily think it'll be largely what's the word I'm trying to successful
Yeah.
in actually doing much, but I think I lean towards at least it's something. If it's local processing, if it actually ends up being local processing, which
Oh yeah.
if they're saying that's, I don't trust companies at all, but I trust them trying to not get sued.
That I agree with.
And if they're very point blank saying something, it's at least partially true, if not all the way true.
That's truth.
And I've
That
said
doesn't
this-
mean we should. That's
Right.
probably a stupid way to live life.
I've said this, I feel like 100 times over the however many years we've done this podcast. I know we've gone back and forth about privacy and giving people more than what, oh yeah, accept all, or yeah, give Google everything. I've always have jokingly said, but also admittedly, like, they do, right? These companies already have way more data, personal data, than we ever wanted them to have. I mean, to sign up for anything, you essentially give up way more than you really understand that you're giving up, right? At the very minimum, I'm happy that for a change, they're doing something decent with said data. Like, they're using it to help somewhat, right? Because up until this point, it's mainly been Google and people like Google that are taking it and essentially crafting ads off of it and targeting things at you. Facebook right now is listening to me, and it's probably going to sell me some parental control firewall later in an ad because I've been talking about parental controls, whatever. Like, we've got all these things listening to us, absorbing what we're doing day in and day out. Or when Microsoft's absorbing or interfering with the way that we're accessing our computer, using where we put our windows and what sites we're accessing and all this stuff. It's like everyone's already collecting all this stuff. At the very minimum, I'm just happy that Discord's like, hey, and Roblox for that matter, despite it being extremely easy to get around, hey, we're making an attempt, even though, like you said, Brandon, it's to cover their own ass, right? It's CYA all the way through on their side, but for people like us that have kids and we don't want to see harm done to them, right? We don't want any negative thoughts one way or the other making their way through something that they enjoy, right? Because my kids, I mean, at the end of the day, my kids enjoy Roblox. The dumb crap they play, while not as fulfilling as I would like them to experience, it's not these old school games that we play that we have fond memories of, right? And that we feel like we learned life lessons from. This is not what they're playing. But it is what they enjoy. It's how they relieve stress, right? It's, as long as it's got expectations set around it. So I just, I don't know. I appreciate that they're doing something that's somewhat beneficial. Hopefully it won't be perfect, but hopefully it'll keep, a percentage of bad actors from making contact with a demographic that they should have never had contact with in the first place. Because I feel like some of these companies have made it way too easy for poor innocent souls to be catfished one way or the other, whether you're talking about youth or you're talking about the elderly.
Yeah, for sure.
Or just the ignorant. You got all three levels. Us IT folks can't do but so much for everybody. We can't. There's too much of it going on. So that's
Taking us full circle, because I was asking y'all if AI is worth it. Maybe that's one of the ways that it'll end up. It's not yet. It'll end up being a boon. Is maybe it can help the elderly or young kids from being exploited in some way, because it can tell behavior and it can kind of be like, oh, well, nope. I don't know. There's silver linings. I just want to be able to buy RAM. I mean, I don't need any right now, thankfully.
But still, the sentiment exists. I
That'd be
wish
where-
I could. If
that'd
I
be
want to
where
buy
I
RAM, I
support-
want to be able to buy RAM. You know what I mean?
But before the RAM comment, anyways, that's where I would support at least a toggleable version of that Microsoft thing. What was it called at this point? The thing that's looking at your screen all the time and essentially capturing everything. And
I don't remember, but I know
whatever that's called. Like part of me, if that was a good program, if it was a good data set, it was localized or secure in some way that I could believe, and that's running on my kid's computer and observing what they're doing in terms of who are you talking to, what are you looking at, and reporting that sort of stuff back and saying, hey, things are looking kind of dark on your kid's computer right now. You might want to give it a look. You might have lost touch. I'm about it. I would support something like that all day long if it was good, if it was reliable, if it was secure, if it's not taking. I mean, my kids shouldn't be putting anything confidential into the damn computer anyways, right? They don't have bank account numbers, and their passwords and stuff are not to anything that I ultimately really give a damn about. So outside of just access to my network by way of their computer, I don't really care, right? So that's one use case. Yeah, the AI parenting, as Mandy said. I mean, it's once again, it's another tool, right? It's like it's doing something that I can't be there to do. It's babysitting their screen. They don't have to know.
Yeah, that is very dystopian. Just
It
saying.
is. It is.
It's extremely dystopian, bro.
But when we're talking about good use cases versus bad use cases, and what are we sacrificing in terms of the economy, our Mother Nature, all these things to make AI where it's at, to make AI do the thing it's doing and to grow AI, I need something. As if I'm suffering as a consumer because I can't buy a damn graphics card anymore, give me some excellent AI tools that I can leverage in my household. Something right now I think it's very much so targeted at a population that's not us. If I have to say, like, the consumer side that we're getting right now is nothing compared to what Nvidia's tapping into and what some of these other OpenAI and everybody are tapping into. We haven't seen shit yet. If I had to guess, we just haven't. And that's where I feel like the real processing power is at. That's why these data centers are burning tens of millions of gallons of water, right? What were you gonna say, Brandon? I didn't mean to cut you off.
I don't know if it's a bit of a can of worms. So I was like, ugh. At this stage of the show, do I really want to?
You can say it. Do your thing. I won't comment.
Well, I just wonder to what degree this is a bubble. And because you have like ChatGPT that's doing all this work to create these products, then you have businesses that are getting that product and spending so much money to have that product so that it can do stuff for consumers at a cheaper rate, but consumers are getting hosed. So all that energy that they're using is costing a lot of money. So I guess the question isn't so much, is it a bubble? I just wonder how much is subsidized. Because it feels like it's probably a lot.
Yeah.
For me to be able to get ChatGPT and what it will do for $20 a month or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I guess my thought is that the real product is for business end people, right? You gotta remember ChatGPT is accessible through Azure. So like anytime that you want to just roll up and you can just roll up an AI in Azure, right? And make it accessible to a business. It's worth also saying that, I'm finally starting to see successful implementation of AI in like business processes, like really accessible stuff to on the ground people that's, like really saving time and energy enough to the point where like, once again, it's replacing the need for warm bodies. And so like maybe it's subsidized, but like I think businesses will pay more for it than what they're paying right now. And I think that over time, those that don't will fall behind. And I mean, like I guess like the question to me is, is this here to stay or is this a bubble or like what's going to happen, right? And like I have a hard time seeing everybody like fold up shop. You know what I mean? Like this is a global.
Yeah, I didn't mean everybody. It's more like because the .com bubble obviously happened.
And it didn't.
But the internet didn't stop.
Yeah, so I guess and so I think that there's going to be a ton of failures that come out of this, if that's what you're asking.
Basically,
yeah, like
and eventually that is it going to be worth? Is the cost of generating all this AI power going to be ultimately worth it, or will it hopefully, and I'm hoping it does, start evening out a little bit more where companies are like, okay, let's not push it 100%. Let's push it 90% and save 80% of this energy, but still get 80% of the processing ability, which will be better than what we have now because they've improved it and stuff. But I'm just hoping there's a little bit more of an equilibrium that we can hit. That right now, like I borderline feel like it's unethical to use AI a lot because of how bad it is for the
Interesting.
environment and stuff like that. So I'm hopeful we get to a better
It'd be
equilibrium.
nice. I don't know if it's gonna happen. It should be nice though, huh?
Yeah, I didn't say it would happen either.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to happen in the short term. I would hope that someone is thinking the same thing. I would hope that a powerful group of people are thinking the same thing. People that actually have opinions that matter are thinking that same thing of like, hey, we can't sustain this forever.
But probably they're not.
Well, not if they have money in mind. No,
They probably have a nice rocket to leave Earth. And a plan for like if it really goes belly up, they'll just take off. But what other topics do we? Is that the last one?
that was the last one. I'm pretty sure.
Are we done?
We are done.
I didn't do a fourth topic this time.
No, I mean we talked plenty about the topics at hand, so I don't think we needed anything else. Do we have any closing thoughts? Anything to take away from this? Despite all the things we just said.
I'm trying to get to a base level 70 with all my skills on RuneScape. And I've got 2 that are 67. And I'm going to get those, and then I'm going to forget that the new skill selling exists. And that's only 32. And I'm going to think I hit my goal and remember I haven't. That's my closing thought.
I'm glad my kids are not watching this because they would have heard you say 67 and they would have.
67.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand. Yep. All the time. Everywhere.
They would have opened my door in my office and done 6-7 and then left.
Nah, my kids are on Team 6-7's line now. So they've moved on. They've transcended the 6-7.
My kids, I think it started lame, but ironically funny, so we just kept doing it.
Yeah.
But I homeschool, and so it's aside from my oldest who is decided to go public school, it's a different filter that gets to my family.
Yeah.
So now we going on parenting, we are not very. We're pretty lax as well. I'd say mid-tier, but so they usually know about stuff, but it's definitely a different filter.
No, I get it. It ain't easy one way or the other. No matter the level of enforcement you want to apply, it's not easy. So,
well,
right,
gentlemen,
fellas. I think that is it then. Thanks for all the love and support. Anybody who has been lurking in chat. I know Surefire was there for a little bit. He was lurking. Of course, Mandy joined in, was moderating our chat for us just in case we popped off. You never know.
Yeah.
As always, anybody watching our VODs, make sure you join us on Discord. The link is on our website. I was going to say discord.tech, digitalascent.tech. Definitely don't go to discord.tech. I don't know what the hell is over there. So
Don't do it.
Yeah,
It's phishing.
And did I miss anything, guys?
nope.
No.
Awesome.
Have a good day.
Did you say no or oh?
No, I know you didn't miss anything. Okay. No.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Tune in tight to the digital roar. Brent's got tech, he's laying the lore. From circuits and chips to the cyber core. Plug in and we'll give you more. Matt's on the edge, watch those pixels fall. He cracks the code, solves it all. Dark web secrets, firewalls tall. In the cyber jungle, he's the call. Digital Ascent, we're climbing high. Voices in the ether. touch the sky. With tech and games and culture bright, come along with us, ignite the night. Sean's got the joystick, he's ruling the zone. Gaming world's his digital crone. From pixels to planets, he's never alone. In the realms we conquer, the seeds are sown. Jordan's gaming flair, he's got the beats. Pixel quests and high score feats. Pop culture vibes with endless repeats. In our podcast, he's on the streets.